will stay on with us next year. So it's always good that they enjoy their first year enough to want to continue on with us. The department continued to see amazing growth. As of last week, before I flew out here, we had 1,045 members of the Department of Pharmacy. So absolutely enormous team. And the growth has been in almost all areas and specialties. From a space standpoint, we do now have a remodeled larger pediatric satellite. So if anyone is trained or worked in that little space, that was the same space, I really think, since the Children's Hospital opened. It's unrecognizable now. It's gorgeous. It has its own clean room. It will soon have some automation. After the first year, we'll get a mini carousel installed in there. So we finally have a space that's large enough and configured the right way to support the pediatric hospital, which has seen a lot of growth and is really busting at the seams right now with all the RSV circulating. We also have growth across the region in ambulatory and retail pharmacies. We opened 2 new retail pharmacies this year, one in the Hamburg area and another at the Student Union on campus to target the students and support the faculty on the academic campus better. That brings us to 8 retail pharmacies across the region in addition to our specialty pharmacy. So I'll be brief. Those are most of my remarks, but again, it's great to see everyone in person again. And we're always here to help. If you guys have questions at your own practice sites, don't hesitate to reach out. And if you're ever in town, please stop by. We'd love to give you a tour and show off our new facilities. So with that, I will introduce our chief resident, Dr. Anna Sahlstrom, who'll lead the roll call.
Thanks, Ryan, for that introduction, and I'm so glad to see everyone in person. I hope you're enjoying your lunch. I get the fun part and get to introduce and start our roll call today. So my name is Anna Sahlstrom Jury. I am one of the PGY2s in emergency medicine, and I am R564.
I'll have to go back several decades. I'm Henry Mann. I'm the Dean at Ohio State, and I'm R89.
Good afternoon. My name is Don Latender. I'm R76, and I'm privileged to serve as Dean and Professor of the College of Pharmacy at the University of Iowa.
Hello, I'm Rusty May, R98. I'm Assistant Dean for Extended Campuses at University of Georgia and Clinical Professor. And I tell you what, it's so nice today because on one side of me, I have the chief resident when I started the residency program. On the other side of me, I have the current chief resident. So real privileged to be here today.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Welton O'Neill. I'm R126. Currently, I am the Vice President of Medical Affairs at Supernus Pharmaceuticals in Rockville, Maryland. It's a pleasure to see everybody.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Susan Goodin, R198. I'm currently the Senior Director of CMC Leadership and Portfolio Strategy at Janssen, or Janssen, if you're here in the US, Pharmaceuticals.
Hi, everyone. My name is Megan Cavanini. I am one of the other current PGY2s in emergency medicine, and I'm R567.
Hi, everyone. My name is Becca Bruning, and I'm one of the PGY2 infectious diseases pharmacy residents, and I'm R557.
Hi, everyone. My name is Abby Krupnik, and I am the current PGY2 in cardiology, and I am R574.
Hi, everyone. My name is Paige Grube. I am R570, and I am one of the current PEDS residents.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Pat. I'm R575, and I'm the other current PGY2 in PEDS.
Hey, everybody. Dave Fiola, R258. I'm in pharmacy practice and science at UK, and I'm also the director of graduate studies for our program. So if you have any trainees out there interested in going all in on research, send them over. Don't send them to Pitt, which Phil's about to say.
You stole my thunder. I'm Philip Empey of R257. I'm Associate Professor and Director of our Pharmacogenomics Center of Excellence at the University of Pittsburgh. We do have graduate programs that are recruiting here as well as clinical fellowships in pharmacogenomics.
Phil single-handedly got me through my fellowship. He is the smartest individual in HPLC. This guy right here, he is excellent. My name is David Dreamer, R297. I'm a clinical professor and I serve as an assistant director of experimental therapeutics at our cancer center. And before everybody boos me, I work for the University of Florida, but I root for a real football school like the University of Kentucky.
Hi, I'm Alan Zillick. I'm R271. I'm professor and head of the Department of Pharmacy Practice at Purdue University. So, and I cheer for the Cats when I'm not cheering for the Boilermakers. So.
My name is Ray Vrabel. I'm R37. That means I'm older than dirt. It also means that I've been coming to these meetings for a long time. My first one was December in Anaheim in 1970. So for some of you people that are here for the first time, just imagine what you'll be doing in 52 years. If I sound happy, I am, because I'm retired. And so I don't work for anyone, even on a consulting basis. I just say no. I've worked in 9 medical centers in 6 states, a PBM, and 2 medication automation companies. But besides that, I didn't do much. I got into the program when it was called a hospital pharmacy residency. And I'm one of the unique graduates in that that's mostly what I did for my whole career at 9 different medical centers, is eventually a hospital pharmacy director. And without my education at Michigan, without my education at Kentucky, that would have not been possible. I was going to mention that I got my BS at Michigan because I have to bug Henry, because the last 2 years we beat Ohio State in football. But anyway, I'll pass the baton now. Great to be here.
Hello, my name is Sarah Andrus. I'm R566 and I'm a current PGY2 in ambulatory care.
Hello, everyone. My name is Haley Hall and I'm R571 and I'm another PGY2 in ambulatory care.
Hey, everybody. My name is Ariana Chambers. I am R568 and I'm one of the HEMONC PGY2s.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jasmine Forrest. I'm one of the other hematology oncology PGY2s. R558.
And I am Alex Sutphin. I am R576. I'm the current PGY2 Med Use Safety and Policy.
My name is Rachel Morgan. I am R444, so easy to remember. And I'm one of the clinical oncology pharmacists at the University of Kentucky.
I'm Martha Short. I am R336. I work at St. Joseph Hospital, Lexington, Kentucky, and I am happy because I like working. But I'm also here with Adam. He's my co-PGY2 critical care co-resident back in 2007.
I'm Adam Pesaturo, R335, right in the middle of everyone here. I'm a maybe a little bit of everything pharmacist at Bay State Medical Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. I was an ICU pharmacist for at least 12 years.
Hello, everybody. My name is Deanna Kanya. I have another easy R number 222. So it's fun to be with 444. I'm worried when we get to 666. Just saying. I'm a clinical associate professor at Boilermaker Country. So it's nice to have one of my past Purdue students now be my boss. which is awesome. And I'm the PGY1 residency program director at the VA Medical Center in Indianapolis. So send me all those awesome Kentucky students. I met some today at the showcase, but send some more. They're great.
Sorry, I'm busy stuffing my face. I'm Samantha Bohenick. I'm R431. I'm the current director of infusion pharmacy services and outpatient pharmacy systems at UK. I'm also the residency program director of our specialty pharmacy administration and leadership residency.
Hi, everyone. My name is Hunter Matthews. I'm R586, and I'm a PGY1 at UK Good Samaritan Hospital.
Hi, everyone. My name is Holly Theismann. I am currently the last R number until next July. So I am R591. And I am also a PGY1 at UK Good Samaritan.
Hello, my name is Taylor Carr. I am R578, and I'm also a PGY1 at UK Good Samaritan Hospital.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Connor Anderson. I am current PGY2 in Health System Pharmacy Administration and Leadership under Ryan Nosman, and I am R556.
Hello, everybody. My name is Cassidy Potts. I'm the current PGY2 Specialty Pharmacy Administration and Leadership Resident under Samantha Bohenick, and my R number is R563.
Hi, my name is Ryan Minot. I'm R357 and I am an infectious diseases pharmacist at University of Kentucky, specifically in the OPAT clinic.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dina Ali. My R number is R464. I am a trauma ICU pharmacist and the incoming PGY1 RPD for UK Healthcare.
Hello, everyone. My name is Elise Metz. I'm going to start with my R number because it's now a tradition for me to forget it or say the wrong one just because I really don't like R416, but I'm just kidding now. I really want it to be R415. So I am R416. I am the current EM-PGY2 program director.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Stoffel. I apologize for the voice. I cheered too hard at the St. Jude Marathon and I'm paying the repercussions for it now. I am R455 and I am an MSL with Chiesi USA.
Hi, everyone. My name is Casey May. I'm R419. I apologize for the red skirt. But I'm associate professor clinical tract at the Ohio State University and also PGY1 director of our program at the Wexner Medical Center.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sherry Tokumaru. I'm R274. I'm faculty at University of Hawaii at Hilo College of Pharmacy.
I guess I'm the last one. I'm Katie Ruff, R369, and I'm currently the Director of Office of Pharmacy Value and Analytics, kind of a mouthful at UK Healthcare.
Okay, we do have a few people on Zoom, so we're going to allow them the opportunity to roll call.
All right, I guess I can start. Hey, everybody. I'm Mike Cates. I'm R75, so I'm should be with those old guys up front that introduced themselves before. Sorry I can't be there. This is the first one I've missed in many, many years. So it's a pleasure at least to be here online. So thanks for inviting us.
I'm Bob Kuhn. I'm professor of pharmacy and HR3 at the University of Kentucky.
Well, since we're at the University of Kentucky, I'm Ken Record, R63. I think I'm the third oldest, lowest number here today. I'm still at the University of Kentucky. I'm in phased retirement, and good to see you all today. And congratulations, Susan.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Canifax, R59.5. I'm the current Chief Medical Officer at XW Pharma. Good to see everyone.
Hi, I'm Christian Christine. I'm R511, and I'm currently a clinical pharmacist at the University of Kentucky, covering our neurosciences and medical ICU population.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaron Cook. I'm R275. I'm a clinical coordinator at UK Healthcare and the PGY1 director for the acute care and ambulatory care programs at UK Healthcare. And I've got a couple people with me, so I'm going to stay unmuted while they come on and introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. My name is Morgan Ostanowski. I am R562 and I'm a PGY2 critical care resident.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kathleen Falkenberg. I am R415. I am currently the cardiovascular clinical coordinator, and I am the incoming PGY2 for PGY2 cardiology program director.
Maddie, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Maddie Harris. I am R583 and I'm a PGY1 at Chandler doing the acute care track.
Hi, I'm Lauren Staggers. I'm R590 and I'm also a PGY1 acute care track.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kaylee Worsham. I'm R565 and I'm the current PGY2 in internal medicine.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brian Gardner. I'm the pediatric clinical coordinator at Kentucky Children's Hospital and the residency program director for the PGY2 pediatric program. And I may be mistaken, but wanted to congratulate Susan as we both hail from Lebanon, Kentucky.
Is there anyone else?
My name is Peyton Davis. I am a current PGY1 in the ambulatory care track, and I am R580.
Perfect. Well, thank you everyone for introducing yourselves. Now I want to introduce Dr. Welton O'Neill, who will introduce our 2022 Paul Parker Award winner.
Well, thank you and good morning, everybody. It is such a pleasure to be able to see everybody in person, as well as those joining us on by Zoom. But we have just come from under the repressive issues of COVID somewhat. We come from over that. So now we can have at least this meeting somewhat in person and as hybrid with regard to those joining us on Zoom. This is a really, really joyous occasion, and I realize that I'm here to introduce our award winner, but I want to make sure you understand my comments as I begin just in a second, and I'll say them in the stream of having fun and making sure that we're honoring the award winner for this year, but making sure that I don't waste your time. And in that particular point, I'll say this in the words of Elizabeth Taylor, the great actress and Oscar-winning actress, who said to her seventh husband, "Don't worry, I won't keep you long." Okay, okay. So with those couple of opening comments, it is my esteemed honor and my pleasure to introduce to you the 2022 recipient of the Paul F. Parker Award. This year's awardee is Dr. Susan Goodin. The Paul F. Parker Award is a Lifetime Achievement Award. The award recognizes the individual who has displayed a sustained and a contribution to the profession in practice, teaching, or research, a commitment to the highest ideals and excellence in their chosen field, leadership and innovation, as well as a passion for encouraging others' personal and professional growth. Susan is the personification of all of these criteria and more. She received her BS and PharmD degrees from the University of Kentucky College of Pharmacy in 1990 and 91, respectively. She went on to complete her residency at the University of Kentucky Medical Center and the oncology pharmacy residency at the Lucille Markey Cancer Center in Lexington. After completing her residency, she joined the University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey, Rutgers, that is, where she was a founding member of the Cancer Institute of New Jersey and played a key leadership role in the organizational design and establishment of clinical practice, clinical research infrastructure, and the NCI designation of the Cancer Center. Throughout her career in academia, and including some administrative roles, she rose in the ranks within the medical school to full tenured professor of medicine with tenure at Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson's Medical School, and secondarily as an adjunct professor at the Ernest Mario School of Pharmacy. During her 25-year career at the Cancer Center, she demonstrated an unmatched ability to balance growth-breaking research with exceptional clinical care in the treatment of prostate cancer and cancer chemo prevention. She has published over 100 articles. It's an accomplishment within itself. Quite a dedication with regard to making sure that what we see and what we hear is not only captured in what we say, but also is written down for the future to understand and appreciate. These were published in pharmacy journals, in oncology journals, and in translational journals. She decided to move from her tenured professorship to her current position in pharmaceutical industry as the senior director and CMC leader in the portfolio strategy of biotherapeutics development and supply division at Janssen. Now, she has maintained her academic ties, however, with her adjunct professorship at the Ernest Mario School of Pharmacy, as well as at the Robert Wood Johnson's Medical School. To give her give you a further idea of the caliber of Dr. Goodin, when she was to give the prestigious keynote lecture at Emory University for the Drug Development and Pharmacogenomics Academy Award, her friend and colleague, Dr. Falo Curry, introduced her with this particular comment: "Never, absolutely never, have I been around someone who is more respected, more thoughtful, and more ready to crush stereotypes than Dr. Goodin." Now, without further delay, it is my pleasure, and please join me in welcoming the 2022 recipient of the Paul Parker Award, Dr. Susan Goodin. Susan.
Wow, I don't know who you just introduced, but I'm just happy to be the one up here. Thank you, and thank you all for being here today. I do have to thank David DeReamer, and all who contributed to the nomination that he led. Donald Harvey, who was at Emory and introduced me to Dr. Fadlo Curie. Patrick Medina, a former fellow of mine at the Rutgers Cancer Institute in New Jersey. And all the previous Parker Award recipients, many are here today, and many of you online who supported my receipt of this award. I am really, truly humbled and honored to be the recipient of an award named for an individual whose vision and leadership, now more than 60 years ago, probably closer to 70 at this point, truly changed the role for pharmacists in healthcare and certainly created the framework for all of our careers. It's a bit of a transition time. We heard we've got some folks retiring. And I actually never met Paul Parker. However, what I will say is that his legacy was deeply entrenched in my residency training at the University of Kentucky. It was absolutely exhibited by my mentors during my residency and has been a strong framework for my own career. And I want to talk a little bit about that. Now, it is absolutely impossible for any one of us to describe the ways that the residency program impacted our careers. Some of you that are in your residency now won't know that until many, many years down the road. And certainly it's very difficult for me to do the same. So instead, what I'd like to focus on today are some, or at least a few of the principles that were displayed throughout my training that have really guided my career. Now, I am certain every current and prior resident will agree. You don't leave the program at UK without learning humility, right? But as I look around this room and I look at who's online, those that introduce themselves, and think about all those that even I trained with, you don't, I look around this room, faculty and former residents, all of you are truly changing the trajectory of care and changing patient outcomes. Humility also requires that each of us must understand that we must leverage everyone's experience to ensure optimal patient outcomes. That's the physicians, the nurses, the pharmacists, the social workers, the nutritionists, the hospital administrators. No offense, I was one. Really all are needed to ensure optimal patient outcomes. This was taught to me during and certainly has been experienced well beyond my residency. I've consulted and collaborated with many former residents to conduct my own research, to solve patient care challenges, and to close gaps in our continuing education of oncology pharmacists. It's in fact my relationships and collaborations with David DeReamer that actually has me here today as the recipient of this award. Another obvious principle from the UK pharmacy residency program, and Paul Parker spoke a lot about, is rigor. I would say clinical rigor defines the UK pharmacy residency program. And many of my mentors, I was very fortunate to have our prior award winners, Ann Amerson, Bob Rapp, Mary Anson, Bob Kuhn, who was not only a mentor, he was my advisor throughout my residency, Ken Record, Jimmy Kolpak, what I like to call the dream team of educators who, like many in this room, educate, conduct research, and provide patient care with scientific and clinical rigor. I, in fact, can't help but smile when I think about how rigor was prominently displayed in those, back in the day, 4 and 5 hour patient review sessions where, they would pull out the patient's MAR. I can remember Bob, Jimmy, Ken, all with this on their laps. We would review every patient and every drug they were on. And me leaving with an evening's worth of reading to only go back and not say, well, this is the answer, but more importantly, with rigor, explain why that was what the patient was receiving. This is something you absolutely learn at the UK College of Pharmacy or at the UK residency program. But it didn't stop there. We still have rigor for cost-efficient drug therapy. It's pretty prominent in today's healthcare environment. We talk about financial toxicity, but that theme is not new to the UK residency program. Paul Parker spoke of the cost of drug therapy in his early articles, back when drugs were probably considered pretty daggone cheap, right? It was also a key moment for me in my residency program back in 1992. It was the end of my renal transplantation rotation. Believe it or not, Jimmy Hatton at the time, Jimmy Kolpak was actually my preceptor. It was one of my last review sessions with Jimmy. And if you've been through those, they can be fairly rigorous. And I thought, all right, we've gone through every drug, we've gone through every patient. I am finally going to walk out of this review with no questions. And then she asked, Susan, I see your patient is receiving clotrimazole troches as needed. Is that the most cost-effective therapy for us to be using in these patients on an as-needed basis? And how often are they using it? And what is the cost? And I'm thinking, it's as needed, and they don't really use it very often. But that was financial rigor that I carried on into my own practice in the early 90s. So I laugh today when I hear, oh, financial toxicity is a new word. This is something that I learned early in my career as a resident. And then there's accountability, right? One of the most exciting and yet intimidating aspects, I think, of this residency program is accountability. As a student, and I was blessed to be a student also of the University of Kentucky, you're really in awe of the pharmacist on rounds, making all the medication adjustments, writing orders, meeting with patients. That was pretty cool when I watched the faculty do that. Suddenly, as a resident, you're accountable. You are immediately recognized as that pharmacotherapy expert on rounds and are making recommendations and decisions on the first day of rounds in every rotation. For me, even in the ICU when you weren't ready to, that was some real accountability. And accountability was a really important lesson that Bob Kuhn taught me. So he would say, and I recall the day, we were reviewing patients in the peds ICU. And we were talking about a pain medication. And he asked, do you believe this is appropriate for that patient? It's 5 o'clock, the end of the day. And I said, no, I think it could actually be better. I think we could actually do a better job in managing this pain. And he pointed out very correctly that that family and that patient cannot wait. You are accountable to go back and make sure that that gets addressed. That gets addressed right now. You can't wait till tomorrow. You can't wait till it's convenient for you. You are accountable for that drug therapy and correct it now. And honestly, Bob, that is something I cannot tell you, and I know you're on the Zoom, how many times I've done that over the years with my own students. I've had them to go back into the hospital at 5, 6 o'clock to follow up on pain meds, drug therapy, to make sure that we don't have families and we don't have patients suffering until the next day when you're on rounds making that recommendation. So that's the kind of accountability that I gained from the University of Kentucky residency program. And then there's curiosity. You know, there's a lot of folks that made me curious, but there's really one person from my residency I want to recognize for truly sparking my sense of curiosity in cancer and clinical trials. Mike Goslin, most of you, in fact, I'm sure none of you in this room know of Mike. Mike was my oncology preceptor who came out from the University of California, UCSF, to lead the oncology as an oncology faculty member. Mike passed away at a very early age, shortly after I completed my residency. But he challenged me to be curious, to question why on everything. Why a therapy stopped working, what laboratory data supported that combination therapy that we had that patient receiving. Why did we choose one clinical trial over another for a patient? My passion for translational research, moving ideas from the clinic to the laboratory and to the laboratory to the clinic, ensuring clinical trials are an option for patients with cancer, and actually even writing grants to fund my own research came from Mike. That curiosity he taught me. And in fact, my first mid-year clinical meeting was here in Las Vegas some 30 years ago. I know, I started when I was 13. You can say it later. But, you know, it was fact. In fact, Mike, who during the mid-year clinical meeting, my first here in Las Vegas, found a position in PPS. And at the time it was a printed piece of paper. You know, you had hundreds and hundreds to scroll through. There was no search terms, but it was Mike who spent an evening reviewing through all those PPS positions. And he found a position whose description was actually written as if I wrote it. It was as what I told him I wanted to do, which was work in an ambulatory setting. And for those HEMONC residents in the room now, back then we treated them in the hospital. We treated almost every cancer patient in the hospital, whether it was solid tumors, whether it was liquid tumors, they were treated in the hospital. But I knew that it was better to treat them in an ambulatory setting. He taught me that. And I wanted to be in that ambulatory setting while conducting clinical research, while conducting clinical trials, while conducting translational research. And he encouraged me to take this position despite he and I working on a grant, and I had a funded fellowship position at the University of Kentucky. Curiosity. He pushed me to always ask why we're doing something. So my journey post-residency, I'll stop talking about that, but talk a few minutes about my journey since completing my residency. And you did such a lovely job explaining it. I don't feel like I need to say any more. But my journey has actually been guided by these same principles. I've been fortunate and in fact blessed to work with many physicians, nurses, and pharmacists who have shared these principles, allowing me to grow as a pharmacist, as a researcher, and as a leader. Many of the early initiatives I implemented at the Cancer Institute in New Jersey were based on the learnings from my residency. I designed my first, and I've now designed 4 pharmacies but my first was in my first year in New Jersey. This was really enabled by what was a new ambulatory rotation at the University of Kentucky as a resident. I'm sorry, a new administration residency. It wasn't required back then, and it was new. And I was required to do an administrative residency. And so with Margaret Rapp, I was able to design what was then the new ambulatory pharmacy back in the 90s. I doubt it's still there, but I learned a lot in that designing. And I leveraged that in my first year in New Jersey. I also developed an oncology investigational drug service with the technician as a leader. That wasn't common back in the early 90s and certainly not in cancer. And I did that based on my own observations and my own learnings of the way the investigational drug service was managed at the UK hospital at the time. And based on the requirement to staff as a resident, right? We all love that. I assume they still require that they must do staffing. You guys have so many hours, right? I really learned the importance of understanding that medication process end to end. We talk about clinical and road rounding. If you don't understand where that product starts and how it gets to that patient, I think we're probably failing our patients, right? We learned that as residents at the University of Kentucky. And in fact, when I went into my role at the Cancer Institute, I kept regular shifts, filled in for pharmacists that called out sick at the Cancer Center for 15 years, up until the Cancer Center actually demanded I stop. Because at that time, I was the deputy director of the Cancer Center and was leading the Cancer Center. But I always found my heart back in that clinic and back in that role, understanding and managing that end-to-end process. It was also during my residency that I learned the fundamental importance of professional organizations to the development of individuals and the evolution, actually, of our profession. We are at an ASHP meeting. We know the importance. This was critical in my career as a young pharmacist. Heck, I took a job right out of residency as a director. What was I thinking, right? And so I began to network within ASHP and within ACCP, where I had so many other mentors. And actually, it led to being one of the founding members of the Hematology Oncology Pharmacists Association to educate oncology pharmacists. So participation in professional organizations allowed me the opportunity to further network in our profession, where I gained insights to the profession. I gained a lot of leadership experience. And most importantly, it's where my lifelong friendships are. And it's coming to these meetings we were talking about last night. It's great to see my friends who I have grown up and grown with over these many years. So I got to say, the other big principle is gratitude. I have tremendous gratitude for the many mentors and friendships throughout my career that have inspired and helped me along the way. So do my first mentors, my parents, whose unwavering support and guidance allowed me to follow my dreams. And just so you know, I wanted to be a pharmacist since I was 8 years old. I really wanted to understand how that medicine that looked exactly the same no matter what I took knew where to go in my body to solve that problem. Let's talk about precision medicine, huh? They were the first to teach and really model the guiding principles that I've spoken of today. I'm also thankful for the support of my family. A few of them are here today. I have to say, I have 9 brothers and sisters. So I have a sister here with me today who I want to say, if Dean Stowe is able to join, or is Cindy Stowe's online, she helped us win and bring home the gold in the intramural basketball championships to the College of Pharmacy. I have another sister who I am quite sure I wouldn't be here today because I had a very life-threatening illness about 7 years ago. And she dropped everything and came to New Jersey and took fantastic care of me, was at my bedside prior to surgery, through the ICU, and through all of my rehab, where I, in fact, even had to learn to walk again. I also have online a couple of my nieces and nephews. I had to inform Rosa, don't call them out. So I want to thank them because I do have 25 nieces and nephews, I think, give or take, and probably another 25 great nieces and nephews who challenge me every day because, gosh darn, they have a lot of medication questions, right? But it is from my family that I first learned the art of compromise, effective communication, and teamwork. And it's these skills that have really been essential in navigating my professional journey. And to my partner, Karen, I want to thank you for continuing to teach me and to challenge me to expand my views on healthcare, on leadership, and how we truly need to look as our population as a whole and not just for those that look like us. Really important. Finally, to the patients, because that's who we are here to serve. To the patients who trusted me with their care, those that participated, who participated in my clinical trials for the treatment of cancer, for the supportive care, and actually prevention of trials. I led or co-led over my long career and continue to do, even at Janssen. Thank you for their trust and the willingness to help those in the future who benefit from the learnings of the clinical trials they volunteered for. It taught me a really important lesson that we all need to keep in mind. The only difference between them and us is a diagnosis. And that's really important for us to keep in mind as we care for our patients. So much has changed in healthcare since Paul Parker initiated systems to improve patient safety, including the first hospital-wide unit dose system, and initiated the post-PharmD residency at UK. In my own career, much has also changed. We're moving to a hospital at home model where I don't think we'll get rid of our ambulatory clinics, but we are going to have patients treated at home. They're either treating themselves or we're now sending nurses into their homes to treat their cancer. And after 25 years, as was stated, I've also changed. I changed my career. But I will say it's because I am the product of another Paul Parker vision. And as I had the opportunity, we had a great dinner last night talking about all of his writings and his papers. And for those of you that haven't, I encourage you to go back and look at the writings of Paul Parker. There's some really interesting things, and we've delivered on part of this vision, and part of this, we still have a ways to go. In his 1985 paper, Reflections on Clinical Pharmacy, the first 20 years, he asked a lot of provocative questions. And one of them was, what if the pharmaceutical industry were required to share the responsibility for the safe and appropriate use of their drug products? So with the opportunity to have a global impact on patient safety and drug development, I moved to Janssen R&D, where I manage the portfolio of large molecules from their early development, meaning from discovery to commercialization. And one of my key responsibilities when I was hired was to envision from that time of discovery, how we're going to deliver that in the clinic. What is that product going to look like in the clinic with patient safety at the forefront? So I close, because I know you want to finish your lunch and go on, but I close with really what I think is the inspiring realization of Paul's vision playing out across the globe, not just at UK and not just at ASHP, but across the globe. Because in my new role, I do get to interact across the world, around the globe, at the way practice and pharmacy practice occurs. Pharmacists are members of the healthcare team in hospitals and clinics, and are leading roles in the pharmaceutical industry to ensure appropriate and safe therapy. But I want to remind you, we still have much work to do. And I am thrilled to hear the dean's opening comments about the direction that the university is going, because we must continue to build these same models in our community setting. And it sounds like you're making a lot of progress in that space. But we also have to ensure that those communities, that the communities we served are also represented well within our profession. So I'm not done yet. I know you've given me this wonderful Lifetime Achievement Award, but I'm not done yet. I look forward to being part of the continued trajectory and improving patient care through pharmacy practice in all practice settings. Thank you again for this incredible honor. And I really look forward to what the generation in the back of the room who's here looking for jobs is going to do in that legacy of Paul Parker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Susan, for that very, very inspiring presentation. I have the also honor of presenting you the trophy. However, the trophy did not make it here.
Okay, it's okay. I almost did neither. My flight got canceled.
And it did not make it here because of something that we hear so often right now. It's because of supply chain.
Wow.
So right now, as a token of all of your accomplishments, I'd like to present you with this particular challenge coin until you get the trophy.
Okay.
And it comes from the U.S. Armed Services. The challenge coin is has a little story behind it. You should carry it at all times because now I have one and others have them. Now, if someone asks you, do you have your challenge coin, and you don't have it, you got to buy drinks for everybody.
Oh, for the whole room?
Well, whoever asks. However, if someone asks you and you do have it, then the person who asked you has to buy.
There we go.
So it's fair.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So then, but your trophy will be coming. It is an absolutely beautiful two-part trophy that's crystal at the top, and it's got a wooden base. So find somewhere nice and safe to place it. It's very, very delicate and it's absolutely beautiful. But thank you so much and congratulations again.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, you all, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ellie Goodman. I'm the new-ish Alumni Engagement Director for the UK College of Pharmacy. So I'm starting to see some familiar faces, and I hope to meet more of you as we mix and mingle. But I encourage you to please stay, eat. Dessert is in front of you on the table, so please enjoy that as well. For those on Zoom, thanks for joining us and being with us. This kind of concludes our program, but for those in the room, like I said, I want to encourage you to enjoy each other's company, network, and have fun. So thank you again.